it's Sam as a 15, 16, 17-year-old. So today I am going to be doing the how I did my makeup in high school tag. This has been going around YouTube. It is quite hilarious to watch, especially for the people that are my age because, oh my goodness, we looked terrible in high school. I feel like the girls nowadays who have just recently graduated are looking fresh. They look so bomb and you're like, man, you already look like you're in your 20s. When we were in high school, we did not have YouTube. So we were lucky to just have a flat iron to make our hair straight. And we pretty much looked, well, at least I did. I looked like crap. I don't know about other people, but I looked terrible. So this is what I looked like in high school. It was all about the liner and no eyebrows. Like my eyebrows were thinner than this. They were scarce. Like there was no contouring back then. There was no highlighting back then. It was just like bronzer all over your face and a little bit of blush and some lip gloss and you were good. So I kind of talk through a little bit about my high school days and show you how I did my makeup back then. And my hair was always just like straight because I just discovered the flat iron. And I always wore sunglasses because I hate the shape of my head when my hair is flat to my head. So I always had sunglasses on my head all the time. It was like my headband, my cool headband. I always wore a choker, but it was like the little crisscross one. You guys remember those stretchy plastic ones? That's what I had in high school. So I'm going to be doing this collaboration with Lucy Flight. She is also on YouTube. She's currently in Scotland, but she's moving to London very soon, so she has a fabulous Scottish accent. I feel like the last two collabs I've done has been with Scottish people. I don't know what it is about Scottish people, but I like them. She's fabulous. You guys are going to love her. She's younger than me, so I'm really interested to see how her video is probably going to look bomb. Like she's going to look so good because she hasn't been out of high school for a whole lot of time. So she's probably gonna look super beautiful and then I'm gonna look like absolute crud. You guys are gonna love her videos. She's got a great sense of humor. She's really beautiful and her eyebrows are perfection. So if you're into eyebrows, you definitely need to go and check her out because they are like, oh, the shape is just like, oh, they're so good. I will leave her video linked down below as well as her channel so you guys can go and subscribe to her. If you're coming over here from her channel, hello, welcome. Thank you so much, Lucy, for doing this video with me. Oh my gosh, looking at myself like this now, it's like, yikes, that's terrible. What was I even thinking? And my face is much more angular than it was back then because number one, I was a lot heavier back then. And number two, I had crooked teeth. So my face shape has changed a lot because of my Invisalign. So it's kind of like more angular, whereas back then it was a lot more like rounded. So I look a lot different, but I'm going to go ahead and show you some pictures now of what I look like in high school. These are ranging from like my sophomore year, like very beginning when I was like super innocent and like, hi, I wear pink eyeshadow, to then when I got into my like, I was into, what was the band? Good Charlotte. I had my studded belts on all the time and I always wore a lot of black and I thought I was like really hardcore and I listened to Good Charlotte and Eminem and like all this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my pictures now. Hopefully you guys enjoy and then just keep on watching after the pictures to see how I got this amazing high school makeup look. Bye. Okay, so that's me when I was it was my first high school picture over here. This was me as a sophomore. I hadn't highlighted my hair yet. Like that was my natural color. I was sweet and innocent and I wore like a bunch of pink eyeshadow as you can see. So that's the palette that I show you in the video. But yes, that was me as a sophomore. So I had just turned 15. Then we move on to this. This was when I was probably 16, I'm guessing. See my sunglasses, my straight hair. This is when I started highlighting my hair, I think, or maybe just bleach. Oh no, I think I used to just bleach it all over. So that was me. Look at those eyebrows. They're so skinny. And look at my liner. Oh my God, I look terrible. And there's my choker. And I always wore black. So I think that's me when I was 16. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know. Look how terrible I look. What are those glasses? And what is my hair doing? I always used to have it up with my stupid sunglasses and those little pieces around my face and my studded belt. And like we thought those jeans were just super awesome. I mean, I look absolutely terrible. Look at that. That was when I discovered probably a lighter foundation. That was when I first started tanning, I think. And so my face, I was still using the lighter foundation and then my face was actually darker than my foundation. So, but I was like into like the Flames and like punk rock and all that stuff. That wasn't terrible. I still had a lot of liner on, but my hair looked better than it was before. My hair, I actually remember feeling like I looked really good that day. I was like, yeah, I'm looking fresh. These are me. This was my best friend. And we used to do everything together. We were like obsessed with each other. So you see, I still have the sunglasses on and I am really tan. And then I have those little blonde like pieces just hanging down. I always stuff my tongue out. And then here's another one. This was me when I had my hair up with the little pieces down. And I don't know why we were sticking bottles in our mouths. That was weird, but whatever. But I used to remember I loved this necklace. This is when I started to feel really good about myself because I was really tan. And I was like, yeah, I look better than I did before. And I had my hair really, really bleached out. And this was me on my senior pictures. So my hair was like half red underneath and then half blonde, and I had no eyebrows, and I did a lot of liner. And that's when I started putting the lip liner on because I was like, man, I'm gonna look so good right now. I went a little darker with the lip. And then that's another one of my senior pictures. So by senior year, I was looking a lot better than my sophomore year. I have no pictures of my sophomore year, but you can see I still like really, that liner is just so bad. Okay, so I always had sunglasses on my head for the most part, not specifically these. They were like these really dorky blue ones. I don't know why I thought they were cool, but I thought it was like the best way to have your hair. So I did not use primer back then, and in the beginning of high school, I used to wear, it was a Physicians Formula foundation. It was like in this like little kind of like circular thing, and I had a little, I think it was like a little pump top. I can't remember what it was called, but they don't make that anymore. So towards the end of high school, I used my Revlon Color Stay, and I just used my fingers, and I never used a primer or any kind of moisturizer. I would just put my acne treatment on, which was Proactive, I think, at the time, or maybe it was Murad. I can't remember which one it was. Oh God, this is all clogged up. It's probably gonna, who knows what to my face. I gotta shake this up a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Revlon Color Stay. In the beginning of high school, I would wear foundation that was way, way, way too dark for me because I was really white, and I could never find a foundation that was light enough for me because I was like super white, and even like the lightest foundation would always be like really pink and way too dark, and then I wouldn't blend it down my neck, so it would be like here. But then by like the middle of high school, like what these pictures are from, I had figured out that you're supposed to actually bring it down your neck. So I think by junior year, I was like, oh, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. So in all of these pictures, I actually did not have the terrible orange line with the white neck. But in my junior year, I started tanning like every day. So I got really tan. I used to go to the beds. And so I never had to have the terrible foundation problem again because I was really tan. So my skin started clearing up by my junior year because I was basically frying it in the tanning salon. I would just go in there without anything on my face, and I would just fry my face off so that my zits would dry up and burn off, and it was pretty much the best thing of my life. And that's how that was like my acne control back then, was tanning. And that's why I have such crap on my faces now. So if you wonder why I'm aging so early, that's what like people like to say. It's abnormal for me to be aging this early, apparently. Is because I used to fry off my acne in tanning beds. So you can blame it on the acne. Because I could never wear moisturizer or anything because my stupid acne would get worse. So I would just fry off my face. So basically that was it. I didn't really ever like cover my skin that much. Like from these pictures, I always had like, it wasn't that full of coverage. You could see my skin coming through. So that was really all I did. I did not use concealer because I remember thinking to myself, well, why would I use concealer? Because concealer is for old people. I don't have under eye circles, so I don't need it. So then we would just move on to bronzer. So we would do no concealer, no powder. We would just move straight on to bronzer, and I would just bronze the heck out of my face. This is Physicians Formula Baked Bronzer. I can't remember exactly what one I used, but it was something cheap because I was broke. And it was something that was really shimmery because I loved shimmery bronzer back then. And then I remember like just kind of graduating out of high school, I used like a big Bare Minerals brush because then I got into Bare Minerals. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And I would basically just put it on as like blush, and then I would just kind of put it all over my face. Like, that was just what you did back then. You just put bronzer, like, all over your face. And then you were like, oh yeah, I look good. I'm so tan right now. Like, I would literally just put it everywhere. And then I remember, like, bringing it, like, I would always, like, bring it way down my neck. Like, I would do the heck out of my chest because I had, like, really, like, uneven skin tone. So I would just bronze, like, everything. And then that would just be awesome. Like, you just looked so good because you were so, like, bronzed and shimmery, and it was just amazing. That's usually, yeah, that's pretty good. Sometimes I would do a little bit more in the center of my forehead too, because that would be where the sun would hit. Okay, so then we would move on to blush, and I would always just buy something cheapy. Again, I can't remember. This is like a Maybelline Fit Me. This would be something that I would buy. Something Maybelline or CoverGirl that was just like cheap, and it would just be like a plain pink, and I would do it with the exact same brush. I would just wipe it off the next time I needed to bronze, and then I would just put it right on my cheeks, just like this, and I would, like, that would be good. Like, oh yeah, I look good now. I'm kind of flushed. There was no highlight. Highlight was not a thing back then. I'm sure there was highlight, but it wasn't something that anyone knew about, so we did not highlight back then. Okay, then for eyes, this is the exact thing that I used in high school, guys. Exactly. And I remember putting this on and I was like, man, I look so good. I'm gonna get so many boyfriends tonight if we went out. This was before I went into my depressive stage. Then it was not good at all. But this is the exact one. It's by Bourjois. Look at that. I used it so much I hit pan. And this is in the color Les Roses 45. I wonder if they still have this. And I used the little brush. As you can see, it's like baked with disgustingness. Can you guys see that? This is exactly what I used. So what I would do is I would, wow, this is gonna be really gross. Oh man, it's gonna get pink everywhere. Well, the other side was I used for the white side. Man, this is mangled. Okay, and I did not fill in my eyebrows because you didn't do that back then. You had thin eyebrows. So I would put the light pink up here. This is the crappiest brush of my life. Okay, so you would do that. Oh, it's stabbing me. This is crap. It's actually stabbing me, guys. Okay, so that would look really good. And then I feel like I need another brush. This is like stabbing me to death. I need to find something else that has a little, perfect. I've got a CoverGirl one. Okay, so because that one's like literally stabbing me. So then I would take the middle color, which would be this light pink, and I would put this all over my lid, like all the way up, because that looked so good. And then I would take the light color again, and I'd put that in the inner third. So it was like bright. And then I would take the dark color right here, and I would like think I was like all cool because I would like put it in my outer corner like this. And you didn't blend, you just like stuck it right there. Just on the outer bit, because that would make your eyes look like really sexy. Yeah, that's about how I did it. I didn't put anything underneath. Let me check. Let me double check my pictures here. This was when I was going through my pink stage. There was a stage where I stopped using the pink. So there's one picture where I didn't wear a whole lot of liner. This was like my beginning of high school, where I would just go in with mascara after this. But then we moved on to the dark liner because I was very depressed and I wanted to reflect that. I was dark. I listened to Eminem. I hated everybody. So then I would put my black. So you just put it in your waterline, which would close up your eyes terrible. And then, did I put it on top too? Yeah, I did. Wow, that looks terrible. And then I did a really, really thin line. And I can't even see. what I'm doing right now. Hold on. You wouldn't cat eye it out. You would just follow the shape of your eye. Yeah, so it's just like this. So your eyes looked super duper beady. This side is thicker, but you know what? Happens to the best of us. And it was just like some kind of cheapy Maybelline eyebrow pencil. And then I can't remember exactly, I think it was the Great Lash, the Maybelline Great Lash that I used to use, or there was an Almay one as well. So I'm gonna see if I have an Almay one. Here we go, I've got a Wet n Wild one. So I didn't curl my lashes. I just went ahead and just put mascara on. Didn't even show up back then. So my lashes are way better now than they used to be. Thanks Lash Growth Serum. We didn't have this kind of, we didn't have the luxuries that we have nowadays. You guys are lucky, you teenagers. We looked like crap back then. Now you guys are like models. People don't even know how old you are. We looked how old we were because we were looking a mess. And then I don't think I put any on the bottom. Let me look. Nope, it was just liner. Just like that. And then I would follow it off with my lip, and I always used to use Bonnie Bell. Like there was tons of Bonnie Bell lip glosses back then. I always picked like a pink one. This wasn't the exact one. It was pretty similar to this. And it smelled the exact same. But I think mine had little spark. Oh yeah, this one does have sparkles. I had a few different stages of makeup. So I'm just doing the one that I remember doing the most. And I remember I used to put so many layers of this on because I hated my lip color because it was really red. So I'd put like tons on. And then like sometimes if I wanted to like look really glamorous, I would put lip liner on over this. But I wouldn't fill it in. I would just put it around. Just like that. And that was how I did my makeup in high school. This exactly. I had the tiniest eyebrows. And after my sophomore year, I stopped wearing the pink and then I just went to liner. So there was no eyeshadow at all. It was just the liner, the mascara, and that's it. There wasn't even anything on my eyelids whatsoever. It was just straight up eyeliner and mascara. This is what I wore when I wanted to look really good. Like when I was spending a little bit more time and we were like going out because we'd like walk around the casinos, you know, thinking that we were awesome. This is what I would do my makeup like. And I had this little bright pink leather jacket and these bright pink skin tight shiny pants. And that's what I would wear. And I thought I looked so good, like a Spice Girl. And I was like, yes, I look so good. And that was my beginning of my sophomore year. Then I went into my, real quick, into my depressing, horrible, I hate my life stage because then I got really bad acne. And then, ooh, kitty. Oh, and I always had a choker on. But it was those little stretchy ones. You know those ones that you could just flip around your neck? It was like the little crisscross. They're like plastic. I always used to wear those. It basically sucked. I hated high school so bad because I just felt like my sophomore year, the beginning, I had friends from when I was living in America before in middle school. But then something happened and like girls, they end up like not being friends anymore. I don't know why. Like they all kind of moved on to their own groups. I remember like I was always the dumb blonde. And my friends were all very, very smart. And they like, I kind of just, I don't know. Maybe I just outcasted myself because I went into a really depressing stage. Because when I first moved back, my mom had just passed away. And I was really, really depressed, but I was excited to see my friends. And then once we kind of like went our separate ways, I think everyone got boyfriends and like was doing their thing. And then I was like really, really bad acne and I gained a bunch of weight. I gained like 40 pounds in high school. I started losing it towards the end of my senior year, but like I gained a lot of weight in my sophomore year. And it was just because I was really depressed. I was like severely depressed. I remember like I went to the doctor and they wanted me to go on antidepressants. And I remember thinking to myself, why would I want to not feel this way? Like my mom just died and people want me to be happy. Like what's wrong with them? Why would I want to take a pill to make me feel like everything's fine when it's not? So I never took anything. And, I just used to listen to Eminem and Dido all day long in my room. And I kind of stopped hanging out with my friends. My acne was so bad that I like would miss school a lot. I was super embarrassed because I was on Murad, I think, at the time, and my skin was peeling really bad, so then it would be flaky with all my acne, and it was so, I don't even have pictures of that year of my life because it was so terrible. My junior year it started to get better, and then my skin didn't look quite as bad, but my sophomore year was terrible. That's when I gained a lot of weight, and it was like, I was so depressed. I was like suicidal. I literally would just listen to Eminem all the time. I had his posters all over my room. My dad hated it because he was like, oh, this thug. Like, he was just disgusted by the whole thing. And it pretty much just sucked really, really bad. I hated it so much. I used to get teased. I used to get called pizza face. And then my junior year, I got a different group of friends. And so I like got a little happier, but I was still like depressed inside, but like I put on a good show. And so like we hung out, and then I got a boyfriend, and then I lost all my friends because I got a boyfriend. And then my senior year, I basically had like no friends at all. It was just me and my boyfriend, and I was pretty depressed again. Pretty much depressed for the most of high school. It sucked really bad, and I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. If you are in high school and you think this is it, like your life is never gonna get better, it will get so much better. Don't worry. If you don't have friends, if you get picked on, if you get teased, if you just are depressed, if you just hate your life, if you think no one is ever gonna wanna go out with you or ask you to a dance or think you're cute, don't worry. You will get better looking. You will also absolutely get more confident and feel better about yourself, and then you won't be like, you won't even care if some so-and-so idiot wants to ask you out to a dance or not, because it doesn't matter anymore, and you will be so much happier. So don't worry if you're there are people that love high school and have a good time and thrive in it, but if you're one of those people that like, you think that this is it, your life is just gonna suck forever, most likely it won't, my friends. Don't worry, because I was literally like, I hated high school so much. I hated my life. I hated everything about my life. I was going through so many crappy changes, like at home, as well as in school, as well as with myself. Like, everything was just crap. And I was in the darkest place ever. There's been a couple of times in my life where I've been severely depressed. One of them was in high school. The other one was like a couple years out of high school. And that sucked as well. But it was so crappy that you just feel like you're never gonna, like, life is never gonna get better, and you're just like, why do I even live? Like, this is pointless. This is just gonna be my life forever. It's just gonna suck. But it gets so much better, and now I have a great life. I have experience in this because I am 31 now, so I've been out of high school for a very long time. I've had a lot of years for my life to get better. Just, you know, don't give up hope, because it will get better. I promise. I swear to you it will get better. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoy my amazing makeup. Also, don't forget to go and check out Lucy's video. I can't wait to see hers. Don't forget to subscribe to her. Tell her I sent you. And if you are coming over here from Lucy's channel, I promise I don't look like this all the time. I usually do my makeup way better. So hopefully you guys will stick around to see the next video, or you can just watch a video before and then you'll see what I really look like. But I hope you guys enjoy this. It's just fun. Like, sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of fun and, like, you know, make fun of yourself a little bit. So thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I can't remember what I'm going to be doing, but I'm sure it'll be awesome.